What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, tigerfitness.com, the Olympia. Now, I will not be at the Olympia this year. I have something much more important. Blaze Double B playoffs. That's right. My 10-year-old son, they have undefeated all year, beat their opponents something like 306-6 combined score throughout the year. So I am there coaching, representing, rocking and rolling, but I will be getting the live stream for the Olympia because, well, my daughter, she wants to compete, and she's actually made some friends with some Olympia competitors on the female side. So we're going to sit down, we're going to watch the show in the comfort of my own home, not having to deal with any smelly people. Just kidding. I love you, smelly people. And I will miss everybody at the Olympia. But, you know, I haven't gone to the show, admittedly, since, 2020, when my business partner at the time, Brandon, was competing. So, speaking of Brandon, he's going to be in this list as well. This is probably the best Olympia of my lifetime. And I say that as someone who comes from the 90s. It's very exciting. See, the thing is, we knew who the guy at the top was, right? Every year we did, other than a couple years, like when Dexter won, when Sean won. Those years were weird years, right? Even when Brandon won, like, it was so exciting. We didn't know who would be crowned Mr. Olympia. Last year, we had no idea who would be crowned Mr. Olympia. This year, we definitely don't know. Hottie won last year, but I will say that Derek, for half of that year, was thinking of actually dropping down and competing in the 212s. He didn't do that. He came in and pushed Hottie really hard. And also, there's another guy, Brandon Curry, who actually has beat Hottie before. This is a very exciting Olympia. You had Samson come up out of nowhere, and the guy put on like 400 pounds, and he still has like a 2-inch waist. Hyperbole, by the way. I don't think those are his actual measurements. And man, there's some really, and there's one wild card. I don't think there's any other wild cards, but looking at the list, I mean, there's some really good competitors, just naming a few. We got a couple not competing. Brett Wilkins not competing. Big Ramy, he's been in my top 5 for the last, I don't even know, since 2019. And he's crushed. I mean, he's not even in there. He's not even in there now. So I'm just looking at this list, right? And it's impressive, man. You got Hottie, you got Derek, you got Nick Walker, you got Brandon Curry, Samson. You got that, let me go down more. I'm not going to mention everybody, right? Justin Shire, Roman Fritz, Hunter Labrada. I don't think Nathan, I think he had some green card issues. Regan Grimes. I think Charles Griffin did. He actually, what you call it? He actually qualified as well. So, I mean, it's a hell of an Olympia lineup. Just seeing if I missed anybody. Oh, Regan Grimes. You never know where he's going to come. Crizzo. Can't pronounce his name, so we're going to go with Crizzo. Okay, so, Ross Flanagan. My boy's in there. Ian's not competing this year. So, he retired, Ian Villier. I think I pronounced that right. So, going over the list, here's my top 5. And I think it's the right top 5, and I might be wrong, but I do predict a new Mr. Olympia. So the reason being, I don't think anybody in this, I don't see any weaknesses in Derek Lunsford's physique. I mean, when I actually qualified for the show that I got my pro card at, when I did the Knox, Derek was guest posing. This is when he was a 212 guy. This is in 2021. And I'll tell you what, man, Derek has this amazing width that goes down to a waist, a complete vacuum, flaring quads, flaring legs. He doesn't really have any weaknesses. There's no weird abscesses on his body. Nowhere has he really, abused the injection sites like Hottie. I mean, we got to be honest here. He managed to get rid of them for the show, but he posts some pictures. It's like, what are you putting, like 10 cc's in your delt? And I love Hottie. I really respect him. I think he has a beautiful physique in a very gnarly, awesome condition kind of way. But Derek's just the complete package. If Derek doesn't win it this year, he will. Whoever wins it this year, Derek's going to beat him soon. Derek's the guy. I just see Derek as, right now, he's the guy. Like, he has the complete package. And I could be biased because I love the small waists. And I am, as a 212 guy, I'm predisposed to guys who start in 212, which Hottie did as well. Dude, I don't see anybody beating Derek. Number 2 is the one I think that people are going to disagree with me on. Because I don't even have Hottie in number 2, and Hottie is not going to get worse. Hottie gets harder and sharper every year. However, there are some genetic things that Hadi just doesn't have that Derek and number 2, Samson have. Samson has this larger than life physique with this genetic waist structure. And whatever weaknesses he's had, he has over the years improved them and improved them and improved them. I see him getting second at this Olympia. I see him beating number 3, Hadi Choopan. I think he's going to beat Hadi. Hadi is predictable. I've never seen Hadi off. You know, the reason he lost to Brandon, it wasn't because he wasn't more muscular, wasn't because he wasn't in better shape. I mean, the guy can literally come off a delayed flight, be in the air for 80 hours flying from Iran, come to the US and still be the best condition on stage. I don't know how he does it, but man, when that guy walks, his glutes are shredded. Like his glutes are shredded just standing there. He is a mound of muscle. But dude, like genetics, same reason I will never be great. Because my genetics just don't do that. I don't have the muscle bellies in my arms. I don't have the attachments. That is all, that's the thing. That's all part of the game. Bodybuilding is 100% genetic. I mean, not obviously you have to work and build, but like when you get to that level, everybody's eating the food. Everybody's training with a trainer, like, you know, like Regan has Milos, and everybody has the training down. Most of them do, right? Everybody's on drugs. Like, there's no natties on stage. So you can't be like, it's because he's on steroids. It's like, no, they're all on steroids. It's because genetics. Hard work goes a long way, and we'll get to that for the next one. That's Nick Walker. So Nick Walker, obviously, some phenomenal muscle building genetics, but he has some structural flaws. He doesn't have the smallest waist. He's not Samson. He doesn't have the ability to pull a disturbingly awesome vacuum like Derek. But what Nick Walker brings you is mounds and mounds and mounds of muscle. And while that might not bring you number 1, I think they give you a nod and give you top 5. You can look throughout history at your Marcus Rules, your Nasser Al-Sanbadi, even your Art Atwoods. These are guys who actually, I believe that Nick has a better structure than all of them, easily, not even debatable. However, when you put Nick, you can put all the muscle in the world on him, and you put him next to Derek, who's not going to have as much muscle. But bodybuilding is not just about accumulating muscle. It's about the overall package, the aesthetics, the flow, the symmetry, the size, the shape. All of that comes into play, the conditioning. All of that comes into play. And while Nick he brings gnarly conditioning. He brings size. He brings shape and he brings symmetry, but not to the level of a Derek or a Samson. And Hadi, I don't think they're going to place him out of the top 3, even if Nick beats him, which I think he can, because Hadi I don't think they're going to put a number 1 guy beyond number 3. In fact, that's where I see he could beat Samson. And all this is predicated on all of them coming in, because as you've seen with bodybuilding, if you miss your mark, if you're not on, you could drop 5, 6, 7, 8 places. I've seen it happen, man. Like, you got to be on. So assuming these guys all hit their peak. So if Samson doesn't hit his peak, he doesn't even get top 5. If Hadi doesn't hit his peak, he'll still probably get 3rd, again, because he won it last year. I don't see them dropping him that far. Derek needs to hit his peak. Derek needs to come in disgusting condition to beat these 2 guys, to beat these 4 guys, actually, because the next guy, I am very partial to Brandon because I love him. I love his family. And I think he can actually, I want to put this contingent to the fact that everybody in this lineup can win. Everybody in my top 5 can win. If somebody's like, oh, you put Brandon 5th. No, he can win. There's a lot of variables. This is assuming everybody comes in on. Everybody has these mad predictions, but no one ever says, what if he comes in off? What if he comes in off? And that's where you have to understand bodybuilding is about timing. It's not about who looked the best on September 3rd. It's about who looked the best on the day of the show. It's not about who looked the best year round, who had the cleanest bulk, who had the best off-season gains. It's about who brings it to the big dance during the Olympia. With that said, Brandon Curry, if everybody comes in on, And there's a caveat with Brandon. There is on Brandon, 2020 Arnold Brandon, or there's never off Brandon, but there's not on Brandon. Brandon has the best physique on that stage as far as aesthetically appealing. Brandon has a body that everybody in the mainstream, if someone looked at Derek, they'd be like, ugh. Someone looked at Nick, they'd be like, ah. Someone looked at Brandon, they'd be like, that's one sexy man. Like, Brandon is a very good-looking individual. He's got everything. He's got a chiseled jawline. He gets his beard right. Like, he is a prototype, great-looking physique, great-looking package. So he is the most aesthetically pleasing man on that stage. On that stage, he's the most aesthetically pleasing man, from physique to his overall look. And I don't think anybody can debate me on that. Okay? So where Brandon lacks is size, okay? Everybody knows he has good, like, people say he has bad legs. He doesn't have bad legs. He just, his upper body is so phenomenal, and his legs are not like Nick Walker's. He has good legs, but these guys are beasts. Like, their legs are different area codes, right? They have their own continent. They have their own gravitational pull. Brandon doesn't have those legs. So Brandon needs to be on. I doubt he's put much muscle on his lower body, his hamstrings, which, I mean, his quads are actually really good. He lacks some really, impressive sweep. It's impressive, but he lacks that huge outer sweep. But where I see him, his main issue is when they do the side chest, the hanging hamstrings. Derek's almost seen it, and you look at hotties, like, their hamstrings are like separate body parts. Like, I know hamstrings are separate body parts. Almost look like they just taped them on. Like, that's how insanely separated and big they are. So Brandon probably closing in on 40 years old, Brandon will not bring bigger legs, most likely. And if they're bigger, it's not going to be dramatic, right? So he might have improved them 5-10%, but that's still not going to compete with a Nick or whatever. But if Brandon comes in conditioned and big, okay, and his coach, he's gotten him there before. He's not only competing for second or third or fourth, he's competing with Derek for the top spot. Just depends. And then he has to do it twice, because remember, Olympia is a 2-day show. So if Brandon comes in great both days, he can win the whole thing. The only guy here I don't think can win the whole thing is Nick, and that's none of his fault. I think Nick can get as high as second. But the reason I don't see Nick winning is due to just genetic structural deficiencies. And I could be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong, because I'll tell you what, of a friendship level, like Brandon's my favorite. Like, Brandon's my guy. Like, I would take a bullet for Brandon. I'm very biased. In fact, so biased, every year I'm accused of my Olympia rankings being biased, because that's how much I love Brandon. But, just being honest, like, Nick is my favorite bodybuilder. Nick is literally, he's the modern day Branch Warren. He is a hardworking, blue collar, living the lifestyle. He's a nice guy. Like, he's just a good person. I love Nick Walker. I'm his biggest fan. I'll start the fan club. I'll get his name tattooed on my taint. Don't care. Love Nick. But just being honest and realistic, I don't see him overcoming the shape issue. And that sucks, but, life isn't fair, right? With that said, who is the wild card? I don't see anyone on this list really being a wild card. I think Ross is going to look good, but, he's going to have a bit of an issue, right? I'm just looking through this. Yeah. I mean, I don't see Hunter placing above Brandon or any of the guys I mentioned. The only wild card is a guy who massively underperformed last year, and that's Crizzo. And I'm going to just call him Crizzo because I can't pronounce his damn name. I don't even think he can pronounce his name. So, like, this guy has all the tools to be a top 5 Olympia competitor, but we've yet to really see him in shape. So, if Crizzo brings the heat, Crizzo could be your wild card. I just think he has that, right? He has all the tools. He's got the world's smallest head on the world's largest body, but the dude is a beast. And I mean, he has muscle bellies upon muscle bellies upon muscle bellies. So Crizzo is the wild card. With that being said, I will give you a heads up. We do have a sale. It's a stack sale. We have a sale right now at Tiger Fitness, a Halloween sale. It's a spin the wheel sale. It's just going on Halloween, just today. So during the Olympia, starting Friday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I believe somewhere in there, if I'm wrong, we're going to do a sale with a couple stacks, got rewards points, got free shit. It's going to be an awesome sale, and the stacks, you're going to absolutely love them. And here's something we've been having going on for a while. This is the brand I actually had with Brandon Curry. It's 015 Nutrition, and we still have, thankfully, some of this left. It is Intra Advantage. It is such a phenomenal intra workout. So it has carbohydrate, check it out, from Carb 10 and cyclic dextrin. So 15 grams of Carb 10, 5 grams of cyclic dextrin. So it's low molecular weight. It drives the nutrients into the cell. But here's the thing. We have the only scientifically validated EAA source. We have amino 9 in there. So it has 7 grams of EAA. It also has amazing electrolytes, a good amount of electrolytes in here. And it's 2 for 1. It's a BOGO. Buy one, get one free at tigerfitness.com. I'm link it down below. That's $30. $30 for 2 of these. 20 servings a container, 40 servings for $30, less than $1 a serving. And it is amazing. Comes in 3 flavors. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Go to tigerfitness.com now. Please support me. Please support me. And yeah, it's going to be an amazing Olympia. I really appreciate you guys. Can't really say much more. Sorry I won't see you at the Olympia, but please put some nice thoughts for my son's team, Blaze Double B, Brentwood Blaze up in the hizzy. We're going up. We're taking on Clarksville, the first game. They've been undefeated all year. We have some really amazing players, amazing parents. The coaches are amazing. All these are good people. I wouldn't miss this for the Olympia, and that's from pretty much like me, a professional bodybuilder who's not very good at it, saying that I wouldn't miss this for the world. So family first. Appreciate you guys. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm Marc Lobliner. That's not a game. The outright bar was created for my kids. My kids need a snack to eat during soccer tournaments, and also I wanted a bar for myself to eat pre-workout, post-workout, and also throughout the day. You want your outright bars right now. That's why we have a partnership going with the Vitamin Shop to make sure that we're in all 750 plus locations, providing the best price, the best service, the best people to give you the outright bar when and where you need it.